Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we've got very exciting news about a new designation for Vandalia as we are officially a Bee City, USA. We're also going to check in at the Vandalia Art Park where a new program is underway. It's a program designed to get pictures of your kids on permanent display, at least for the next year. But our first stop today is here at the Morton Middle School site. It's a site that's been vacant since the school was torn down several years back. Today I can tell you there's exciting news as a new building is set to go up right about here. The former Morton Middle School site has been vacant for a few years now as developers have looked at the land on National Road for a number of uses. Assistant City Manager Greg Shackelford says that the land's rebrand with a new name has generated some interest in the site.
40 West is kind of catchy, and we're really excited now. Last night with the council meeting, the final development plan went through and was approved. Which is really a second lot that they're looking at.
The three plots that abut National Road are the ones that will see development first.
The idea will be to keep the existing stoplight intersection in place, and that will be used for the entry into the park. As of now, we've got commitments from 2 medical users, and I know he's working on a third. I think hopefully by this point, the next taping of the show, the land will be closed and sold, and we'll be looking at some dirt turning, hopefully in April.
While the site will have a fresh new look, Shackelford says one remnant from the middle school days will remain.
The original plan for the first phase, if you will, was to utilize the majority of the frontage along National Road. It's kind of like if you see it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. Kind of a deal.
Another focus for developers is to cut down on visual clutter. That's why the plan is to erect just one freestanding sign for the entire development.
His goal would be to only have one sign for the entire park. Which I think is fairly appealing. And then in the back, we're hoping that the development there can take off in the next year, maybe a few years, with some additional interest. But I think once the dirt starts moving there, naturally there's going to be a lot of interest for the site.
One last economic development note. 2 Vandalia companies will be in the running for Montgomery County development funds through the EDGE grant process. Shackelford has high hopes for both.
One is a very large project for a company that does advanced manufacturing. They had gone to the state initially to put a proposal in for an R&D grant, which is a fairly new grant that the state's only had in place for about a year. Could be a very sizable amount that they would receive. It would be roughly 25 to 35 employees that would expand, but all high-paying jobs, engineering type opportunities. That was one of the things coming up. And then we also have another logistics company that's interested in expanding at their existing location. That would be potentially another 45 to 50 employees.
And while economic development projects keep buzzing along, we're turning our attention to buzzing of an entirely different sort. The city of Vandalia has received notification it's made the grade as an official Bee City, USA. Historical Society President Joe Dranchek has worked with local beekeeper Al Tuttle to assist the city in attaining this status.
We're the 36th affiliate, and we will do things to help pollinators within the community. Environmental activities, education, setting up bee-friendly or pollinator-friendly habitats, and work with other organizations.
Dranchek says environmental changes are threatening the future existence of pollinators such as bees, which could be catastrophic to our food supply.
Pollinators in general provide 1/3 of the food that we eat as a nation, that anything at all that we could do to help continue the pollinator population was a good thing.
To become a Bee City USA designee, cities must make continuing efforts to improve the habitat of pollinating insects.
The program itself kind of mandates that you do at least a minimum of one activity that is held preferably during National Pollinator Week. This year that'll be in June 19th to the 25th. So we have plans that for that week we'll be doing probably 3 activities, one at the farmers market, one here on the society grounds, and then maybe one with the Allwood. And the whole idea of that will be flowers, plants that are good for the area, native for the area, education purposes, flyers, just basically to get more information out about individual and citywide habitats for the pollinators.
Dranchek says folks will see Vandalia offering special programs in the coming years as more information on creating a bee-friendly habitat becomes available.
There's a number of educational programs that are provided by larger associations, so we have the opportunity of learning more as we continue the program. And we ourselves, the society and the city, will be doing as much as we can with community kind of activities, programs, educational opportunities to spread the word.
Another place buzzing with activity these days is the Vandalia Senior Center, where coordinator Tony Williams is spreading the word about a big event planned for the month of May.
There is a huge event coming up in May that I want to get on everyone's calendar. Last year I had the brainstorm to have a carnival for the seniors in May, and this is going to be the second year that we have a carnival, very similar to the last one. Games, giving away gift cards, everybody gets something, food. This year will be Wednesday, May 24th from 1 to 2:30. So mark your calendar now. There'll be more information coming out in coming months.
Williams says there are a number of speakers planned for the month of March that should offer a little something for everyone.
Lisa, that has been over at the Vandalia Public Library to help open it up, she's been creating sun catchers and mosaics with people over there. Well, on March 31st, which is a Friday at 1 o'clock, she's going to come over and let people make sun catchers here. They get a plastic plate that she already has drilled holes in. They'll have glass pieces, or they can design their own design, and they put resin or grout in it when they're done. That's a great thing for about $7. Can't beat that.
With tax season right around the corner, Williams says one upcoming Lunch and Learn could save you money.
March 28th at noon, Brian Adis from Crossroads Investment Planning will be here. He's going to talk about 10 ways to save on your taxes, something we all want to do.
If you have questions about veterans benefits, a regularly scheduled speaker might be your best bet to get an answer fast.
Every single month, Lisa Luber from the Montgomery County Veterans Service comes every single month on one Friday from 1 to 3 o'clock. This month it'll be on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Now, if you can't make those Fridays that she comes here, you can also contact her by phone at 225-4801, extension 219.
And coming up in April is a speaker whose goal is to help you get and stay organized.
On April 4th, their Lunch and Learn will be with Olive Wagar. She owns Organized by Olive. She'll be talking about RX for an Organized Life, daily doses of encouragement. And Sun Spring always has up to 100 people that can come to these lunches. And we usually have a very good person to speak. So that's a good one to sign up for.
One last note from the Senior Center. The Van Tran Transportation Program is still a very popular service, giving folks who need transportation a way to stay connected to their community.
We have 7 volunteer drivers and 1 van that the city donated to us at one time. To use this service, you have to answer yes to 3 questions. Are you 60 or older? Yes. Okay. Do you live in Vandalia or Butler Township? If that's a yes, then we can go on. Can you get in and out of this van by yourself? If you can answer yes to all 3 of those and you need some transportation, call me up. Now, to get that transportation, you need to register It's a $20 one-time fee. You never have to pay that again. Then you also need to purchase what we call a punch card. We actually just cross them out. You can either purchase a $10 or a $20 card. Now, we don't go all over Montgomery County. We can't. We only have one van per day. So we've stayed in the northern part. Trips around Vandalia are $2 each, $2 total round trip. Trips in Butler Township are $4 round trip. We also go over to North Main Street from the intersection of Taywood down to Philadelphia. That's a $6 round trip. And we go to most of the parts of 201, 202, where the shopping and the doctor's offices are. And that's also a $6 round trip.
Our next stop today is the Vandalia Recreation Center, where a push is underway to get adults active through a number of adult athletic leagues.
We offer softball, co-ed and men's, and then we also offer our popular co-ed kickball, played on Thursday nights. And all of these leagues can registration going on now. Deadline to register is April 14th, so begin that process of getting your team together. Get up here to the front desk or online and get your team registered, because before you know it, it's going to be April.
Recreation Supervisor Alicia McCracken is also pushing out details of a new tennis league designed expressly for middle school kids. She says the program will offer instruction and a chance to compete against other kids.
We are going to offer middle school tennis for both boys and girls, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Practices will begin in March and matches will begin in April. It is $60 per player, and that includes a t-shirt. Our home matches will be played at Hokie Park, and you can register anytime online or at the Rec Center front desk.
This year's program will give players a chance to try out the newly renovated courts at Hokie Park.
We'll get to play on the new courts out at Hokie. The high school girls tennis coach will be instructing the middle schoolers along with some of her players. So it's a good partnership with the schools and helping them, organize a program before the kids get to high school.
Speaking of the high school, kids from Butler High School's government classes have a better understanding of how local government works after spending a day at the Vandalia Municipal Building as a part of Youth and Government Day.
It was originally started by the Vandalia Kiwanis Club. When the Kiwanis Club went out of existence, the Vandalia Butler Optimist Club took the event over. And it's a great opportunity for our students, mostly seniors at Butler High School, to just get a chance to learn about how their local government works.
Vandalia Assistant to the City Manager Julie Trick says the students start the day sitting in on staff meetings, and just a few hours later, they're running their own mock council meetings.
This year, we selected an economic development project that it's a mock project. It's that a hoverboard facility, manufacturing facility, is going to be located at the Stone Quarry Crossings Development Park. And it's a completely fictional exercise, so I don't want anybody to think that we're going to be having a hoverboard facility here in Vandalia, but the students will get to talk about what all of the pros and cons of bringing a hoverboard facility to manufacturing facility to Vandalia would be all about. They will discuss that. They will spend some time with their counterparts, and then they will actually go into council chambers, sit up on council dais. Staff and administrative directors will be also there to give input, and they'll actually run a city council meeting.
The mock meetings are fun for the students and for actual city council members who often participate by playing the roles of interested citizens.
In years past, when the students have been in the mock council meeting, some of the council members will actually step up to the podium, introduce themselves with their name and address for their records, and they will give the students a question or something to think about, and to try to put the students in their shoes and how difficult sometimes it can be to be a local government elected official.
One of Vandalia's current elected officials is hoping you'll participate in an effort to let citizens be a part of an art display scheduled for this year's Art in the Park Images series. Councilmember Candace Farst says Kidstagram is an effort to get more folks involved with the Art Park's mission.
Vandalia Cultural Arts sponsors a yearly exhibit that changes every year out here at the Art Park. The last two exhibits have been a historical set of 12 prints from the Historical Society, and then last year we did Jenny Jackson's exhibit. And this year they came up with an idea to try to get the community involved and kids involved in pictures that will display out here from the beginning of June till the end of May for 2017. So we're inviting the public to submit photographs of children in action. We came up with a whole list of actions, but you can imagine what that is: playing, sports, doing their homework, jumping on the trampoline, anything that involves children that live in the city of Vandalia, or the photographer needs to be from the city of Vandalia.
Once all of the submissions are in, the Cultural Arts Committee will take on the difficult task of choosing the final set for display.
They'll select 12 of them to be printed and then displayed out here for the coming year.
Farst says the art park is a group effort with 2 different committees contributing to each season's offerings.
Vandalia Cultural Arts does the 12-piece, we now call it the images exhibit. So it can be paintings, it can be posters, it can be photographs, and then the sculpture from the public art in Vandalia. And then we've managed to put in some permanent pieces. We just finished in September the metal sculpture by Doug Benedict, which was a 10-day metal symposium. So we have that piece as a permanent art also.
If Kidstagram sounds like something you'd be interested in with your children's photographs, you need to hurry to get those entries in, as the deadline is March 15th. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.